Guys, welcome back to another episode. Today it's gonna be different. If you guys can't tell, we are on a different map. This map is a map called Ray County, Missouri. And the reason we're switching is not it's not because of a map, it's just because I was having, well, it is because of the map. I was having issues with it, like the collisions weren't working. Like on the road, my tire was going into the road and I couldn't drive, and there were a few other things too that was happening with that map. So I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna switch maps to this one that I found that I like, that I've seen people do series on, and it's a really nice map. And so this is going to continue to be the summer series, but it's just a different map now. I would like it to have stayed with the same map that we were on, but that's just not how things worked out. So as for that, we already have a farm, and it's all set up and everything. I've got all the tractors. I rebuilt the whole building set. I kind of wish I didn't, because I didn't like how it looked at first, but I added some trees, and it turns out that's all it needed was trees, because it had nothing to it, and it was making it look really weird. So I added some trees, and now it looks like really quite good, in my opinion. I got a new shop, and this is a series where we're kind of starting fresh. We bought all new equipment, but it's not the biggest of the best. It's kind of a little bit older, and some of it's newer, but it's like not top notch. If you guys look up in the right hand corner, usually we have, you know, millions and millions of dollars. Well, we have 100,000. And over here we have a little lot, and this is like just a for sale lot. Some of it's equipment that I bought, and then turns out I didn't need it, so I'm selling it there. And others is just stuff that pops up, and if we want to, we can buy it. But I don't really need it, so I just haven't bought it. I looked at it to see what it was, and I bought a few of the things. I'm not even close to the parking barrier, but whatever. So yeah, this is our new shop. It's an L shop, is what the what the mod is. It's really nice. I mean, you got a wash bay over here with a pressure washer. I've got a T8 Genesis series, I forgot, T8 435 with duals, and it's like standard US type stuff where we got, like, it doesn't go all the way through, it's got like the spaces in between it. I got another T8, but this one's a T8 380. I got a variation of them. I believe this is it's an international, with a semi-trailer. We got a Fendt Ideal 10T with a folding 16-row corn head. Those stock stompers aren't exactly by the wheels, so I don't know what those are supposed to do. And then we have a J&M X1112 grain cart on a T8 435 Genesis with smart tracks and front duals. And that's not all the equipment we have. We have this little guy right here that I bought off the sale down there. It's another international. It's a 423 diesel. So that's not like a nice little one that we can use to pull stuff around. We got a little Ventrac that we can pull stuff around with. We got ATV, and we got a Johnny 40 or 445, which is what we're going to take to go to the next spot shed thing. Let's see if I can do this again. I did it earlier. Get it up here. Where it goes up has to come down, and it has to be the same way, which is the stairs. When I was doing it earlier to get it up, I was like, you know, this reminds me of the ramps on my grandpa's trailer, and you'll see why later when I take it back up. But this is a nice little slow one. It's got a hitch on the back. So we got a Kinze. I believe it's a 16 row, but it's extended with a 32 row. And this is going to be our soybean planter to see if FarmSim does anything with like the actual like spacing of the crop, to see if we can get any extra yield off of it to get more money. And then we got a Honeybee Airflex 240 with a Crary wind system on it. It's got a top auger. We don't necessarily need it, but why not? And apparently this thing unfolds, which is why the end pieces are in. And we actually have like the crossbar for like safety. That's just, we don't even use that. We should sometimes, but like, when are you gonna actually need it? Because it sits, and I think we put stops in. I don't know. Apparently this thing's almost out of fuel though. I don't have a fuel barrel on the farm. I should get one. Might be a good thing to have. We have an AGI grain bin set up with 4 bin. It's a bit smaller, but you know what? I like it. It's a nice one. It's a mod that I found on the internet for just PC, but that's why I play on PC, because then you can get all the mods. Then here we have they're Kinze planters, 3600s, with extended box. It's a little bit older style stuff, but this has the 30-inch spacing for corn. And then we have a pull behind sprayer and a DMI Tiger Mate, I believe, is what this one is. I can't remember though. Yeah, it's Tiger Mate. You got the tiger strips. So that's what we have for equipment. And then if we just come down this way, got these huge trees is what I ended up planting. We have this house again, and I put down a driveway thing, and then I got a sidewalk pack too that has a little bit of a step up, but then we can just yeah, don't ask how this thing does that. I really don't know. Yeah, and this thing did not come with a mower, so I still don't have like lawn mower. There's steps there. I wonder if this thing can go for a swim. Worst comes to worst, I just pull it out, right? Huh. Look at that. That should not be able to do that. That should be able to get out of there. Hold up. Let me just turn around real quick. There we go. Yeah, so that's all I have to do to get out of there. This thing really shouldn't be able to do that, but or that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really test this thing out much. I kind of just drove it around and went, oh yeah, it'll make good use on the farm. Turns out it's just a little fun toy, I guess. Which, hey, I mean, that's not bad. We need some toys. I mean, this is a diesel toy, but you know, sword tractors. Yeah, just hit my head there. Alright, let's get little Johnny back up in the loft, and then I think we'll fast forward to harvest again. I know we just did harvest, but it all came planted, and I was just about to make a planting video on the other map. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's, if my dad's watching, he knows with our lawnmower. It can be fun. I mean, they're not quite as steep, but it's quite bumpy. But yeah, I was just about to record a planting video, and then stuff didn't work. So we're just gonna harvest. Now, these fields are smaller, and I should be able to get the AI to work. Oh, look at that, I'm inside the grain cart. Oh, it's only a single auger. Okay, that's what we run, so I'm used to those. And it's a Capello header, I think is how you pronounce that. And then Wilson trailer. Just a 2-hopper. I didn't get the Wilson Distinction triple hopper. This is the other option you can get. So we're gonna go ahead and just fast forward to fall, to when the crops are ready. Alright guys, we are now in fall. I don't know if stuff is actually ready. Oh wow, there's actually like... So it looks realistic. Alright, so corn is not ready. Neither are the soybeans yet. But I did see that there is a land auction. I don't know if that's current. But we will check it out. There is on field 47, which is right next to ours 29. So we're gonna go check that out because it's a nice field and it is corn. So we're gonna go check that out and see if we can end up getting it. And if we don't, it's okay. We have 5 fields to harvest, but it might not be enough money to hit our goal this year, which our goal is to get up to around oh man, what the, yeah, so there's new stuff that comes in every day. So there's this guy here, I don't know what brand he is he Tor? Not buying him. 15 grand for this little piece of junk. Yeah, they're not that good. And then this little Johnny is still here. Drop him over there now. Alright. Hold up. I saw something. I don't know why I went into the menu. I didn't want to. We'll check that in a minute. I want to see if we can catch this train. Just to show you how much more realistic this map is with the trains, at least like Minnesota trains, mind you. They're not like trains all over the world. Yeah, so here, this train is like legitimately a long train. Like, it's gonna be here for another few minutes. This is how long this train is. There's the end of it. So there is going to be the end of it. But yeah, that's quite the long train. I don't know why you guys are leaving that big of a space, but okay. My truck must have a virus or something to them because it's bigger and better than all of theirs. Alright, well this corn is turned, so maybe it's just that the other stuff just didn't turn quite yet. Don't really want to harvest it right now anyways because it's raining. Did not want to do this. Yeah, they're gonna wait for me. So I will just back out. Turn. Nothing happened. Right, so it's not this field here. That's soybeans. It's a cornfield just around the corner. I have no clue when this bid ends. In 4 hours. Standard price is $121. Alright, we'll speed up time here and see if they take it back or if we can pass the 4 hours. Well, looks like we won the bid, which is good. Probably didn't need to pay that much for it, but it gets us an extra piece of land. This is also ours here. There's already some withered corn. That's not a good sign. That means that we need to get on this and harvest as soon as possible. So we're going to head straight back to the farm. There is one farm that I want to check out on the way because I saw... Oh yeah, it's that farm. That's right. I forgot that farm existed. You guys have watched Squad. If you haven't, you should. They just harvested. But they did a series on this map, and this was Austin's farm, I believe. Can't remember if he kept the same bin site or not. I know he ran the co-op and he had like this big decked out truck. It was really cool. I mean, it's the Austin Farmer Special. What do you expect? So we're gonna go and not hit the car. I should have signaled, but I didn't. It's fine. I was turning out of a driveway. It'd be a bigger deal if I hit a car. Let me turn off that. There we go. Alright. So, once we get back to the farm, we will pull out equipment and we will get stuff ready and start harvesting. We might have to sell a few things off that lot. Not going for bids because we are low on money, and I would like to, what the? Okay, this one isn't as bad. It's a decent tractor. Where's the price on it? Over here. 47 grand. I'm not happy. I've customized the fence and it wouldn't let me go any smaller than the driveway. So that's why it's, so large. So we're gonna have to sell some stuff straight up off that lot. Now it should sell for a pretty penny, especially the tractor. There's not multiple tractors, there's just the one. So we are going to just pop here and we're gonna Alright, so it's this one, and we can sell that for $300,000. So yeah, we've already met our goal for the year, which is like $200,000. So that's pretty good, I think. But yeah, this header I can fold up and unfold inside of the shop to work on So I serviced it that way it was ready for harvest. Unfold the combine here, just pull it out, and then we'll just re-unfold this, because I forgot that we had a field literally right here. There's a bit of a lip there. I was not ready for that. Now is this all the way up? It was not. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and hit that button and dig in. There we go. Missed a little bit, but okay. Yeah, that's right, we can make straw swans. Yay. Okay, I kind of want that in this. Let's just see how this goes. Oh. So that's an issue. This header is way too small for this combine. Like, this combine is having too much of an easy time. And if it's having too much of an easy time, we can't have that. Now, it's okay to not push your combine, but in this case, we want to be going with as much width as we can. So I believe the next size up from a 12 meter is an 18, which hopefully isn't too big. That's still a 12. That's a 15. Is it folding? It is. Okay, I think we'll go with that. And then we'll go with the Geringhoff black, I think. Unless, no, I went with the Onyx black. That's right. It's closer to the combine's color. Apologize if it's a little bit laggy. I think it is, but I think that's just due to the amount of corn and so the crop on the map and the vehicles in the yard. So yeah, the test for the combine is whether the auger still reaches over the end. Yes, just fine. Alright, so we definitely upgraded, but hey, it's okay to upgrade. It's not okay when you have to downgrade. That's why you start small, and if it's too small, then you go up. You want to start smaller, I think, though, just to make sure that you get what you want. Oh, wait, how did I do that? I want to keep the straw swath. There we go. Alright, so I could do this whole field myself, but I don't really want to. And then I can work on getting, zero to the right. Oh, those are short passes. We want like 90. Then I can run grain cart and run stuff to the bin site. There we go. Alright, start you. Alright, I'm gonna just tone down my speed because I don't need all that. I can't do that. I just don't want to jackknife it because this is brand new equipment. Brand new to me. I bought this a little bit used, not much. I think this tractor has like an hour or two on it. It was like very lightly used, and I should be able to, yeah. I can just drive over it and it won't kill it, I think, because I got row crop tires stuff on this. Corn stalks are like really realistic though. I do like that. So we're just gonna follow right behind him. Alright. Uncover and we'll put out. Why did I get out? That wasn't what I wanted to do. believe this one. Not that. Not that. Can't remember which button this was. Ah, yes, that. Okay. So we're just gonna push and hold and lock. And then we're just going to keep following for the moment, and we're gonna set our cruise to 6 miles an hour. That way we are just cruising at the same speed as him. We're gonna stop because he's gotta back up and turn. That's the issue with having the swath on his. Once you stop, it leaves a big bump, and that's real fun to get out of. I'm not gonna do any like unload on the go with him on the headlands because that's just a mess. But once we get to the rounds, then I will. I'm gonna have to buy a baler and a windrower. Because I'll end up windrowing this stuff before I do it to get smaller passes. See if I can buy one for less money or finance it. I don't know yet. Depends on what costs new versus used. Unless there's one on the used market right now. There's a Gleaner N series. Those are kind of nice. I can go get the 6N, 5N, 7N, and then you could get twin wheels, capacity, whatever. You could get a foldable extension, or small extension, wood extension. What's a wood extension look like? Oh yeah, no, I'd get that. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty nice combines. I mean, you can see the wear on this one. But the weird part about them is when you look at the cab and then the feeder house, it's not centered on the cab, which is really, really weird. But it doesn't affect you really. I mean, I think it's more so because of the way the auger flips up from the side instead of like just goes out. That way it has extra reach on it. So this is the one I'd look at getting, and this is $98,000, and that's just a lot of money that, I mean, we have, but it is expensive, which is why we're going to buy it. Unless, yeah. Except I think, this is 15, this is 14.7, this is 14.8. And this is cheaper, and it's smaller by 0.2 meters. So it makes more sense to just get this one, I think. And I think it looks better too. So we're just gonna buy that. That could make or break us, but we'll find out. And then, what is this? Manual baler for $200. Capacity 500 liter bales. Those are small bales. Yeah, no, I'm not going to buy that. It's just a joke right there. I could run one of these, and it has like the windrower with it. But you can see that's 200,000 by itself. So we're going to get the. Actually, I kind of want a round baler. And we are going to get the Vermeer This is an older New Holland roll belt. Oh, it's 150 for 6,000-7,000. Roll belt 165 RB 456 plus. I didn't know that was a thing. All the different ones down here. Never seen half of these because I don't do bales much, but can sell it and get extra money. Now this is 81,000 versus just getting a Pro Belt 165 SBC, which is part of a mod pack. But I could also just get Pro Belt 450, which is, I like the color scheme on that a bit more, personally. We'll go with Trelleborg tires, unless BKT. I always call it BTK, but it's BKT. We'll go with the Trelleborg. Capacity doesn't matter. Pickup width, default width, plus 5 meter. It's gonna be wind road anyways. Film binding, standard net, yeah. Okay. Alright, so we are down to $69,000 because we had to buy that stuff. The helper has made it. Oh, wow. Okay. So the helper has been, I would call it cooking, honestly. I mean, he's all the way around. Once he's going to be starting his second. Looks like he is either 80% full or is full. I don't know. He's still moving, so it's 80%. If it's 80%, that means that we're having a good yield. 86. So what's our yield looking like? I know in the harvest videos I always go crazy about the yield, but it isn't important, at least to the farmers, on, like, you know, how stuff is. We should really buy the soil information for did it not purchase? Okay. I don't know why it's not, like, giving me all the different informations. Unless it's like, huh, weird. Alright, yield. Oh, it's like the precision farming mod just doesn't work, so we can't even see our yields. Well, that's too bad. Alright, so the helper is now on second pass. These are really interesting. These aren't even in rows, they're just planted as a scatter plant. Whoever planted this planted with like a cedar or something, because it is nowhere near like just regular. That's weird. So what I'm going to do here is, because I am only a one-man band here, it's a song, very good song, actually. Since I'm only a one-man band, I can't do everything. I can have workers hired to do the windrowing, but since the whole field isn't done, they're probably going to screw up and they're going to mess up the whole field and get in the way of my combine. So I am just going to, well, the combine is working because it's not full yet. I am going to just take this down and start to windrow stuff, except I gotta go unload the combine first because he is full. gotta unfold anyways. It's almost done, but you know, when you gotta go unload your combine because that's your main duty, you gotta do it, which is kind of unfortunate sometimes, but you know, sometimes it's something that you just gotta do. Yeah, where he stops is not going to be fun. Once he's on passes, I can unload on the go, and then life is so much easier. Come on, stop. Oh, geez. The stopping on this thing is so bad. Now, on these tractors and grain carts and all that, I did not get all the capacity stuff that I did in the other map because I'm like, you know what, I don't really want to. If you guys look in the bottom right though, you can see there's the percentage and then there's liters, but then right next to the speed and all that, there's like green and red, and like the red's the battery, and right now the green is the corn, and it says 30,000 pounds. That's because I installed a unit convert mod that was actually published on the mod hub. I don't know if it's for PC and like Xbox, PlayStation, all the different consoles, but it's on PC, and it's like kind of nice because you can like do stuff in pounds now, which is really cool, I think. So we're just gonna hop out of the field. It's being kind of laggy. I think there might be some updates that need to happen or something, but the software isn't telling me that there is when I started it up today to make this farm. But as of right now, this is going to be the new Summer Series map, and hopefully it doesn't, you know, crash. And if it does, I have save game backups for it, so I can just pull off the backup and we can keep using it, which is the goal. So if we can't, then I'm going to be really sad because I do like this map a whole lot. It's a very good one, actually. I don't think this can reach. So we're just going to, what I do a lot of the times, because I've done this many times before, not with corn, but like with other crops, well, with grass. I do this, and then I just take it and I move it over one, that way I can get it on the second, on the way back. And this goes at 11 miles an hour, which means that I will catch up to the combine decently quick, but I can also wait for the combine to move, since I know it's slower. And then eventually we'll bale this stuff. Because technically I think there is something where you can like put a tandem behind, I think it's called a tandem, I don't know. But you can put like this extension to your hitch with PTO and everything behind your combine. And then you can get a baler hooked up and just have a bale right behind. And AI workers will now turn on the baler. So I haven't tried it since they fixed that error. I think it was in a mod. But of course, I like to be able to have something to do while the worker is harvesting and I'm waiting. So I just, a lot of the time, don't do that. I mean, it's not every map that you can, like, do this on. Actually, most of the maps you can't bale corn stalks. I mean, some you can, but a lot of them you can't. And right now, I have lowered my speed, that way I'm going the same speed as the combine is. That way I don't get ahead of him. That way, hopefully, theoretically, as I move, he gets to the end there and he turns, he will be able to turn around before I get going. Theoretically. Because I turn without backing up like he does. But I think I might be far enough behind him where he will be able to get his combine centered up with the next row and go. Maybe not. I was hoping so. I don't think I'm far enough delay as I need to be. If I start now, then he'll be going. There we go. So, hopefully we can get this turn, like, decent. That way it works. Kinda gotta go close and then swing on a hard turn. And then center yourself back with however you want to be. Turn worked out really well. I hope he's got a turn or something there, so I'll just kind of wait. Oh yeah, I forgot when you go back you can make the pile bigger and bigger and bigger until it's a ginormous pile, which isn't good for your build. Yeah, he's doing a complete turn. In real life that would knock down all that corn. But this is farm sim. I do like the way they did the corn stalks. It looks really like real. He is missing a ton of the corn. I mean, it's not like it's all of it, but it's a good amount that like we're gonna lose some yield for it. Going 11 mile an hour is like good if you're doing like grass, I guess. Like if you're just windrowing the grass, then I guess 11 mile an hour is okay because you don't have to be following anything. But here I'm following the combine, and so I don't really want to be pushing 11 mile an hour. I mean, I'm pushing 7 mile an hour right now, which isn't ideal for it. One thing that's kind of surprising me is the rows that the combine left are kind of small, but then once it goes behind, it's like really big. Now, could I just do a lot of smaller passes with the baler? Yeah, but that takes more time, and I don't really want to take all that time to do it because I still have a ton of other fields of corn to harvest and a ton of other fields of beans to harvest. Now, it's not as much as like what it was on the other map where we had like 99% of the fields in the map, but it's still a pretty big amount. Sorry, this thing doesn't have gears. Because I have to do manual with my steering setup, and this is not a manual tractor. Even though in real life there's buttons that you have to push to go faster into other gears. It doesn't work that way, so I just have to throttle down on the cruise control because it is pushing 7 and we're catching up to the combine, and we don't want to be doing that. Got to turn around up here pretty quick. You know, this animation kind of confuses me. because it's moving the front ones are moving out, which is the wrong way. So and it's not even, I don't think it's spinning that fast to be looking like it's going the other way. Brakes. Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh, it is. Wow. It did not look like it was going that fast. Apparently it is. Well, it was something that I learned. Alright. Now we can get going again because the combine has turned the corner. Once the combine turns the next corner, then I'll be starting on passes and I'll be able to merge rows much faster. Hopefully. Because I won't have to go as slow, because I'll wait for him to be done with the 2 passes and then merge them together. Yeah, these roads are much bigger than what they look like on the ground, so I don't know if it's just, it's picking up extra stuff, or what's going on there. So I don't know if I went over the whole stuff, if I'd get an even bigger row, or what's happening there, but it's kind of weird. I think that's going to be the end of this video. I'll do some harvest work off camera, since I know it can get kind of boring to just sit here and watch somebody else do harvesting. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.